want to take you guys all back to E3 2013, where PlayStation was showing off the PlayStation 4 and unveiled the price and different stuff like that and all that good stuff. And then we had Microsoft revealing the Xbox One. And of course, if you guys don't remember, if you guys weren't there or weren't following games during that time, it was insane because Xbox was doing all of this TV integration and they were talking about everything under the sun except the games. And there was even this weird thing where they were doing like DRM, where that was a big buzzword, where Xbox was essentially, you know, making it kind of not possible to like trade games with someone. Like, it was a thing, if I remember correctly, it was where they were tying the licenses of games to the physical hardware or the Xbox Live account that it was associated with initially. I think that's what the whole crux of it was, but essentially it was just, you know, it was gonna be a lot harder or virtually impossible to share games with your friends from a physical standpoint, right? And then PlayStation put out this little advert to make it all clear on the PlayStation side.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
PlayStation.
That right there was a PlayStation that was just coming off of PS3 era, where for the most part the entire, you know, first half of the generation, except towards the end where we got Last of Us and like the whole PS3 kind of did a 180. Early on in the generation, it was getting trampled by 360, and this was still a PS3, this was still a PlayStation that was hungry for success and really wanted to show the gamers that this is the system to buy in 2013. Here we are, 2020, about to drop the PS5, and I want to see this PlayStation again. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? I mean, it's that, look, we got the Series X and we have the Xbox Series S as well coming out as competitors for the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation Digital Edition, right? We know that the Series S has won the price overall in terms of the cost value of this quote-unquote console war, right? I mean, who knows? Maybe tomorrow, you know, as I said before, we are on the eve of the PlayStation 5 Showcase, so maybe tomorrow we get a crazy price and maybe it's gonna be $300 for the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, but I'm totally not expecting that, right? So they still have lost the battle, I feel like, personally, on price. I don't think that PlayStation 5 could ever be anywhere near the Series S price, just because simply the Series S has a lower spec power overall and has lower spec components compared to the Series X as well as the PS5, of course. So with that being said, right, I want to kind of make this video to kind of, I guess, express my kind of worries on what I could see happening in terms of PlayStation 5 and what they announce tomorrow, right? And that is, number one, of course, the price, right? We've been hearing a lot of things. I feel like the overall, you know, kind of, you know, guess you could say across the industry, and what I think as well personally is that the digital edition is going to be $400, and the standard PS5, the one with the disc drive, is going to be $500, right? That's what everyone thinks is going to happen, and honestly, I think that is where they want to hit. I think that, like, this is the, you know, leading into the number one thing I want to see from them, which is to not be cocky on price, right? Because I can see a future where they can look and say, yeah, okay, 400, 500, you know, that's a great sweet spot that we could definitely hit and make a profit at. But what if, you know, since we know that these PlayStation gamers are gonna buy God of War 2, they're gonna buy the next Naughty Dog game, you know what I'm saying? Like they are looking towards us for the first party games that we've been able to give them this whole generation. Ghost of Tsushima 2, all the IP that we have under our belt that have really risen to an acclaim, and of course ones that we already announced, Spider-Man Miles Morales and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, you know what I'm saying? What if we price the PS5 at $600 and just double down? Because they know that, I mean, because we know that they, and they being me, you know, hardcore PlayStation fans, are going to buy the console. And I think that the minute they think that, right, the minute they, you know, rest on their cockiness in terms of the games that they have been able to cultivate over this generation, that is the minute that they stop being competitive, and that is the minute that we get into very dangerous waters in terms of I feel like the overall success for PS5 long term, right? I think that, you know, no matter what happens tomorrow, right, I think the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and /S and /Digital Edition, whatever, I think all the consoles this fall are going to fly off the shelves. There are great value propositions for both sides, and I think that overall people are going to buy these consoles no matter what, right? But I think that it is going to be very harsh to see a $600 PS5 next to a $299 Series S. I think that is where we get into territory that I don't want to see. I hope that they still remain competitive in price and give us the best value possible. Next up here, I really want them to compete in the way that they know best and the way that they've been able to best as well. So of course, it is no secret, PlayStation has the best games this generation in terms of a exclusive console. Of course, you can loop in Nintendo with that as well. They have great exclusives as well on their own right, but I'm talking specifically versus PlayStation and Xbox, because Nintendo is a whole different thing. We already know that, right? But definitely off of the exclusive offerings this generation, PlayStation has far and away had the best, right? And I think that if they are able to show off the right IP in the right way tomorrow, right, to really get people excited, not only for the now, right, so the now being of course Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and all the other, you know, IP that they showed at the PS5 reveal event. You know what I'm saying? We have Returnal as well that I'm really excited for, you know, Sackboy, you know, that platformer, Astrobot, all of the IP that they have under the slot right now, right? They need to show that in expert fashion if the pricing is not going to be remotely competitive to Xbox side, right? And what I'm saying is that, like, I think that they need to properly justify spending $100 more on a PS5 digital edition in comparison to a $100 cheaper of the Series S. You know, we need to really put up the front. I mean, they really need to put up the front that we are working with two different value propositions as gamers going into next gen. You can either, you know, go with the absolute 100% maximize of value from a fiscally standpoint, like dealing with money, because of course you're gonna get a lot of bang for your buck overall in terms of the Xbox side with Game Pass, Series S at $299. It's a great overall fiscal value for the Xbox ecosystem and for gamers as a whole. But the value proposition that I really think that PlayStation is going to have to double down on, and what I think they will overall, is the quality of the experience of the games on the PlayStation side. You know what I'm saying? As of right now, not saying that we'll never get bangers from Xbox side. Hopefully we do. I would love that. But I think that PS5 is going to really have to emphasize that although it can't compete from a fiscal standpoint, it will be able to compete and come out on top in terms of a quality standpoint. But yeah, guys, of course, overall, we still got a day to go. Actually, while I'm recording this, we literally are 24 hours away from the event. And, you know, I'm definitely getting a little bit excited. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's definitely a lot of talk going on. But above all else, I do really hope that, you know, overall, I guess if there was a theme for this video, I just hope that PlayStation still remains competitive. And even though they've been on top for this whole generation, for the most part, honestly, I just hope that they don't get cocky. Like, that's what I really hope, that they still remain competitive. And, you know, we are gonna see great games tomorrow, I know that, and I hope that we do get the price and the pre-order date and all that good stuff and the release date of the console as well. But above all else, I still hope that all of those things still remain competitive, and I hope that they don't just relax, just knowing that they have, you know, over 115 million PS4s out there in the wild and stuff like that, and nearing 40 million PS Plus users and all that good stuff, and over 2 million PS Now subscriptions, all that. Like, I hope they still remain competitive and still offer a great overall value, even if the monetary value, you know, is going to be a little bit more than the Series S. I hope that the games will make up for it in the short term and long term as well. And I also hope that the price remains competitive as possible, right? Like, nobody wants to pay a $600 console for the PS5. Nobody wants to do that. I think that if we see those numbers mentioned tomorrow, I think that it's not going to be the end all be all of PlayStation overall, but I do think that that is a significant hurt when you can get a next gen, you know, Xbox console for literally half that price. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that, above all else, I hope that PlayStation remains competitive tomorrow at the PS5 Showcase. And of course, you can stay here on this channel and watch it with us live. We will be live streaming the whole entire conference. We'll be reacting to it, and it's going to be a great time, guys. And of course, this week's Road to PS5 will be dedicated to the showcase, breaking it all down and seeing what we got here from the PS5 Showcase. So there we go, guys. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. Make sure to keep your sub boxes fresh, and make sure to hit that subscription as well as that notification bell. That way you can stay up to date on the latest and greatest on the PS5 Showcase. And you can do so by down below to our links. You can find our Twitter, our Discord, as well as our Anchor link. That way you can listen to long form content and podcast format. Those, of course, being Road to PS5 every Sunday at 10 a.m. and other Road to series involving PlayStation IP, as well as you can stay subscribed to watch our stream series. Right now, we just finished Crash 1 last night. We are continuing on with Crash Bandicoot 2 as well soon, so definitely be on the lookout for those and all the other stream series that we do on the channel. And yep, make sure to hit that join button down below to become a member of the channel. You can be a Prince tier or a King tier member at $1 and $5 respectively. You get access to different emotes and different channel badges and all that good stuff. Links below down in the description, or just hit that join button to become a member. Like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as hit subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. See you guys tomorrow for that PS5 Showcase stream. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.